So it looks like we have a couple of people who've joined us, and we're going to get started in just a minute. So if you can see the chat area, go ahead and introduce yourself through the chat. I don't know what exactly your screen looks like. Actually, if you're watching through YouTube, you probably don't have the chat, to actually come to think of it. So if you would like to introduce yourself and let me know that you are watching, you can go to Facebook, and in the thread where I mentioned the team meeting and posted the link, you can go ahead and post a comment there letting me know that you are watching our meeting live. And I am going to go in there right now and check that out. So I have that up. Let's see. All right. So like I said, if you are watching our team meeting, oh, yay, Kelly, I see that you're watching. Fantastic. And if there's anyone else, just go ahead and post in the comment section on our Team Wickless Worldwide page. Wanda, awesome. Always can count on you guys. And that way we'll know you're here. And I'll just kind of like check back. You're not going to be able to do a chat through the Google Hangout if you're watching it through YouTube, which is totally fine. So if you have my phone number, then feel free to go ahead and, yay, new person, Sarah Osborne, first team meeting, woo woo. So yeah, you're not going to be able to chat if you're watching through YouTube. So I would say that I will just try to remember to come out and check on comments and whatnot through this thread here. So if you have a question or a comment that you want to make, go ahead and post it there, and then I will check on those periodically throughout the meeting if I remember. So first off, let me just say that I'm going to probably keep this meeting a little shorter than normal. Normally we try to keep it just at 1 hour. I think tonight we're going to shoot for about a half hour. Reason being, I have been so sick for so long, and sometimes now, like when I talk for a long time, then I just start coughing. And so I think I can give myself about a half hour, and then I will probably shut it down. But that's okay, because we're all busy people. So this year we do have our, oh, and that is my husband calling me. I'm really sorry. I'm going to actually step away and answer this really fast. So hold on. Okay, sorry about that. Thanks for being patient. He was just letting me know that the thing that he was at was actually canceled, so he's on his way home. So that's kind of a nice surprise. But okay, so this year we decided that we would focus on the three topics that were talked about so often when I first started Scentsy, and that is buy, host, and join. And we did hosting. We covered hosting in January, and we covered joining in February. And so this month we're going to cover the buy topic. And this is something that for those of you who've been around for a while, you know that I strongly believe that the more consistent you are with your business in terms of sales, the more consistent you become. And I know that sounds really odd, but it is the truth. The more consistent that you can be as a consultant, the more consistent customers you will have, because your customers are going to realize, hey, you know, Wanda puts an order in every couple of weeks. They know they can count on you. You're kind of a presence that's in front of them all the time, and and it just kind of like perpetuates itself. It becomes this business that has momentum, and that momentum really can push you forward from month to month. But if you just do the bare minimum and you do your 150 1 month in a 3-month period, you're going to find that it's way harder, way harder to get that 150 just every 3rd month than it would be to actually get 150 or more every month. So consistency is key. And I want to share with you a few things. Obviously, we're not going to cover every way possible to sell Scentsy and to be consistent in your business, but we are going to cover some of them. And so obviously, we are a party plan company, and it is really beneficial for you to you know, go out on a limb and actually have a party. And I think it's a myth. I think people like to try to kid themselves into thinking that people don't want to have parties anymore. And I can honestly say that that is, it's not true. I have parties all the time, and they are the very best way to stay consistent, to book additional parties, and to build your team as well, because there's a fun energy at parties, and people are more likely to join at a party than they are just off of a conversation that you have with them. So let's talk a little bit about 3 ways that you can market different product categories or market the products that we have to offer. We're going to talk about just briefly touch on parties online, and then also marketing face-to-face or one-to-one or one-on-one. And I'm going to start with parties. And we all know that we are known for our wax and our warmers. Now, if you're doing a party and you happen to have people who have never been to a Scentsy party at your event, you know, fantastic. Take advantage of that. You know, talk a lot about the warmers and the wax, because that's our flagship product. That's what we're known for. But most of the time, we are going to be having parties with people who already know about our wax and our warmers. And so that's an easy sell. That's an easy thing for them to come into a party and know there's going to be wax, there's going to be warmers. They can look in the catalog, they can see those. Obviously, you want to touch on them briefly, but one of the things you need to do is you need to start introducing these other product categories that we have, because they're a lot of fun and they can actually really be beneficial to your business if you can start building repeat business or customers through these additional products. So I'm looking at my notes on my phone, and I just touched something and it jumped way ahead. So hold on just a second. All right. So I think it's important to make sure that your parties are places where people can actually experience the products. We all know that people want to smell the wax, and it's the smell that sells. Well, it's the same thing with all of the other product lines, whether it's the counter cleaner or the laundry products. People want to actually be able to kind of like touch, feel, experience these products, and they're way more likely to take a chance and buy them if they have had some way to actually sample them or experience them at a party. So again, you don't need to take a lot of time talking about wax and warmers. You can talk about them, hit on them, touch on the different warmer categories that we have. You know, the lampshade, the warmers and the wraps, the element warmers. You know, highlight those, but don't spend a lot of time, and make your party a sampling party. So I would start by taking everyone over to the kitchen sink and actually let them wash their hands with our hand soap. Have them experience it. There's something about our hand soap that is just so fun and different, and that's because we are a fragrance leader in the fragrance industry, And so we have amazing fragrances. Let them try those hand soaps and actually experience the fact that, wow, I washed my hands and I can still smell, you know, French lavender or coconut lemongrass on my hands, and gosh, it's been 45 minutes. So let them wash their hands at the sink, and then have the hostess maybe let you demonstrate the counter cleaner on a section of her counter. And you know, I know that as a new consultant, you might not have samples of all of these things, but these are things that you're going to want to eventually get for yourself using your half off and your free hostess benefits when you are the hostess for your own parties. Start accumulating some of these things so that you can sample them with customers at your parties. And so after you've washed a little small section of her counter, you know, talk about it. There's no way you can really sell this product if you can't actually kind of share a little bit of a testimonial about that product. So if you have not utilized those products, make sure you've used them at home before you go to your next party. And then you can say, oh my gosh, I love the way my counter looks and feels after I use the coconut lemongrass counter cleaner. I think, you know, that's my favorite right now. That's kind of what I'm hooked on. And just talk about how clean and fresh your kitchen smells and how amazing your counter looks. Just a second, I'm typing something in here. Hold on. All right. And then after you have gone ahead and demonstrated the hand soap and the counter cleaner, it's up to you. If you want to go as far as maybe washing a dish or something like that with the dish soap, you know, go ahead and do it. I love the kitchen soap. I think it's an amazing product. And so, I mean, you could even have your hostess keep a couple of the dishes that maybe she used to prepare the treats or the refreshments, keep those in the sink so that you can demonstrate the kitchen soap and actually show them how awesome that is. Be prepared with these products to understand how they work. Again, make sure you've used them personally. The first time you use the kitchen soap, you might be a little surprised because it doesn't really lather or like foam or bubble. And that's okay. That's how it's supposed to be. But if you're not familiar with that and you go to use it for the first time at a party, it might kind of throw you. So make sure you've used it before then. The thing is I think a lot of us judge how much soap to put in our kitchen sink by how many bubbles we have in the sink. And so, you know, what I just try to tell myself is, remember, it's not going to really bubble like the regular kitchen soap or dish soap. So if I'm doing like a medium-sized amount of dishes and my sink is like half full, I'm going to use about 4 pumps. And that's how I kind of gauge that. And then once you have done those kitchen products, go back to the table or wherever you have all your products set up and talk about the groom products. Let them smell the ones that you have on display. Share with them your husband's or your son's or, you know, somebody that you know, their experience with those products. It's awesome because right now we actually have some sample flyers that you can get through the Scentsy Family store. And so that's nice because they can actually, if you have some of those, people can actually go in and smell every fragrance that we offer. So that's really nice, but that's not a have to have. People don't have to smell everything. I mean, I think that if they can smell a couple and get a good idea, I think you're gonna be fine. So don't feel like you have to invest in those things, but if you want to, those products are available. Again, this is something where I think if you have some experiences that you can share from somebody in your family that uses those products, you're going to be that much more powerful when you are talking about them at a party. My son seriously, I don't know what it is, but he started shaving when he was like 12 or 13. And he's just like got a lot of hair and his hair is really dark. And so for him, our shaving products are huge. He could be like my biggest spokesperson for these shaving products. So when I share what he has to say about those products, customers listen because, you know, he shaves every day. If he wants to look clean shaven, he has to shave every single day. And I guess that can be really super irritating for a face. And so the fact that he can actually use the Scentsy products and say, oh my gosh, Mom, I love the fact that my skin doesn't feel irritated when I shave every day, that's like a really powerful testimonial that I wouldn't be able to give if I hadn't bought those products for my family members. So again, just share your family members or your customers' experiences about that product. Let them smell the product that you have there. And then let them sample the souffle or fine fragrances or a hand cream. Again, use your hostess rewards on your next party that you actually are the host for and buy some of these things. And I'm going to show you real quick. I'm going to grab this. So I bought a bunch of these little spoons, these little plastic spoons, and they're tiny. So I bought them actually for a Velada event that I did, and I didn't use all of them. And now I take a little bag of these little spoons with me to my parties, and I actually just lay out the little spoons by the souffle so that people aren't like sticking their hands right down in my, like, you know, number 9 souffle or something like that. They can actually just take one of the spoons, scoop a little out, and then actually experience how awesome those products are. Same with the hand cream. Anything they use, though, encourage them to actually use them on different hands. So like if they use one, you know, a hand cream on, you know, their left hand, and maybe use a little souffle on their arm, or maybe they're spraying a little bit of the face balm for the men's product, you know, have them spray it on a different part of their arm so they can kind of like experience those different fragrances. Again, we're trying to create an experience where they can sample the products, and it's going to help you tremendously with your sales at your parties. And once you get people buying these different products, they're going to think about you as more than just wax and warmers. They're going to think about you when they think of like, oh, I need to buy kitchen soap or hand soap or something to clean my counter with. And then go in the resources on your workstation and read over the FAQs, because there's some really good information in there that can really help you address the questions that will come up with your customers as well. And hold on just a second. All right, so I just was checking to see if we have any questions. Still no questions, that's okay. All right, now then I like to share some fun ideas for our buddies, and you know, talk about how people are using the Scentsy buddies as tooth fairy tooth holders. So basically, and you can look this up on YouTube, and you can look it up. You can just Google Scentsy buddies, and through Google Images, you can actually see how people have made like little certificates that talk about the buddy being something used for the tooth fairy. And I'm gonna actually go grab that. I should have been prepared with these things. Sorry, let me go grab that. I'll be real fast. Oops, sorry, pup. Tripped over my dog. All right, so I think I have it right in here. Oh, and after all that, I don't even have it in here. Anyway, so there is actually a, it's like a little a little flyer, and it talks about how when you have a child that loses a tooth, you can actually have them put the tooth inside the little pouch where the scent pack goes on the back of a buddy, and then that way then the tooth fairy knows where to find the tooth. And I think it's a really cute idea, and it's just a fun different way to market our Scentsy buddies. Another thing that I think is really fun is kind of utilizing the Scentsy buddies, well, not utilizing, but like marketing them a little bit like a Build-A-Bear, where they get a birth certificate. So if you are creative on the computer, and every time somebody buys a Scentsy buddy, you could include a little birth certificate that is done up real cute. And I know that my daughter's 10 and she still gets into stuff like that. So I think that's just a really fun thing that you can do with the buddies. Have one of the buddy clips there as well. Make sure you let them, you know, pass it around, smell it, understand that that scent is right in there. They don't have to buy a scent pack with it. Share the kids' body wash and one of the little mitts. Let them see how cute those are and how cute they're packaged. And let your guests just really interact with these amazing products that we have to offer. I would eventually, after you've done Scentsy for a while and you can use some of your hostess benefits, consider getting a diffuser. Our diffusers are amazing, and once people see them in real life, they're just stunned by how pretty they are, how just versatile they are because of the different lights and the different colors that you can have and select through the 16 different LED light option. Let them experience that. Have some oils there. You don't feel like you have to have every oil option there for them to smell. It's not necessary. People who are into essential oils kind of are familiar enough with the scents that they like typically, but I think it is important for them to see how amazing our diffuser is. So hopefully that kind of gives you some ideas for at least in the party setting. Obviously that's not exactly how I run through an entire party or anything like that, but those are just some tips and some ideas to help you market your products to your customers at your parties. And again, making them sample parties. Let's talk about online marketing for your business. And again, we're not going to cover everything because there's just no way to do this, but there's just a few things that I want to highlight for you. Make sure when you're posting about your Scentsy business that you're not posting things like, hey, I'm placing an order, let me know what you want to order. You can do that now and then, but you're going to find that they're like super ineffective. But if you can have posts that are like a picture of you in your car and you can see in the foreground like a scent circle or a car bar, and you can make a comment about it. Like for instance, at the beginning of the school year, I posted a picture of me in my car and you could see the car bar hanging there. And I said how thankful I was for this little car bar because it made carpool for elementary so much more bearable. Now, anybody who's ever like done carpool for elementary kids or just driven their own kids knows that in the afternoon in September when you go to pick them up, it just doesn't smell really good. And so it was something that everybody could relate to. It was super personable and personal, and so it was a great thing to post. And again, it wasn't me just saying, oh hey, buy Scentsy, but in essence that's what I'm telling people or asking people. I'm asking them to buy Scentsy, but I'm not directly coming out and saying it. So try to be creative and thoughtful with your posts in that way. Another thing I like to do is I like to decorate for all the holidays. So anytime I finally get like all my holiday stuff up, I'll usually post a picture like, oh, I love all my Easter decorations, and post a picture. And I guarantee you somewhere in that picture, you're going to either see a diffuser or a warmer, you know, something Scentsy. And it's a lot more effective than me just saying, hey, you really should buy the Wellies warmer, or you should buy the Easter Bunny or, you know, whatever. It's just a lot more effective. You're making your posts specific, but you're making them personal and engaging. And those are some things to actually think about with all of your posts on social media. Be specific, be engaging, you know, try to get them to comment, or maybe you're asking them a question so that they are responding. Try to be funny, personal, or helpful. Those things are actually all things that will make your posting a lot more effective for your business. For instance, like a helpful post would be, I love it when I see people posting, you know, kind of like, did you know that, you know, one of the easiest ways to change your Scentsy wax is by using a cotton ball and like soaking up your wax and then wiping it out. I mean, those are like really simple things that all of us can post that really actually help all of the people that are potentially our customers. So that is another thing that you can do. Oh, what else? I like to post a lot of things in regards to the seasons. I know I posted some of those things on our team page the other day, ways that you can incorporate your Scentsy business into the time of year that it is and make your posts kind of revolve around that. Another thing is, anytime that you can get a customer to share their love of a product and tag you, it's going to be even more powerful and effective than you posting about it. So the key here is to let the products do the talking as much as possible, or let your customers to do the talking as much as possible. So if I have a customer who messages me or texts me and says something like, oh my gosh, I'm so in love with my counter cleaner, thank you so much for selling this to me, then I am going to ask them, hey, would you be willing to post that on Facebook? Like, take a picture of your counter cleaner and then just say how much you like it and why you like it. That's gonna do more for me and my business than if I say it, right? So I mean, I have sold so much counter cleaner because one of my customers actually used it, loved it, told me she loved it. I asked her to post about it, and I probably, off of her one post, I probably sold 8 or 9 like counter cleaners, just boom, right off of that post, because then people kind of commented, well, why do you like it so much? Or, oh, I totally am going to need to get some of that. And so then I kind of like almost started taking orders right there from this thread of comments that people were making, that were just curious about her liking her counter cleaner. Again, I talked about my son loving the shaving stuff. That's a huge effective way for me to get some mileage out of that, is have him post something about the Scentsy shave products. And that's more effective than me saying, oh my gosh, you're gonna really like the Scentsy shave, you know, products, you know, blah, 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 blah. But if he goes on there, I have to shave every day because I have like really dark hair and I've got a lot of it. And so if I want to be clean shaven, I've got to shave every day, and my face is always super irritated, but it hasn't been irritated since I started using this. That's gonna just do wonders for your business. So always ask your customers to be willing to post about their experiences. And guess what? Everybody likes to be helpful. So they're gonna be willing to do that for you. And don't be afraid to ask them. And then the last area that I want to hit on is marketing product categories face-to-face or one-to-one. Now you can pass out samples, you know, every day. Make little wax samples, however you want to do it. If you want to make them cute in the little silicone molds and put them in bags and staple your business card to it, you know, that's one way to do it. If you don't have a whole lot of time and it's just not your thing to make them cute, then just go ahead and actually take a bar and cut it up into little pieces and drop little pieces into a bag and staple your business card to it. You don't have to make it like super cute, because the bottom line is just a way for you to get a yummy fragrance sample into somebody's hands so that they can use it and experience it. I would say try to be very intentional, though, about how you pass out your samples. So if you have, you know, samples that are in your purse, just kind of be a little bit more careful so you're not just like, you know, willy-nilly passing them out to anybody and everybody. And you can do that, but try to have some sort of a relationship with that person. And it's not like, you know, hey, let's be best friends, but let's like give it to somebody who you've interacted with a little bit. So like whether it's the teller at the bank, you know, and you have worked with them one-on-one, you know, that's a great person to give a sample to. The cashier at the store. Maybe it's, you know, the guy who changed the oil in your car, you know, whatever, just so it's not just like some random individual that you haven't even talked to. It's way more effective if you can give them to somebody that you've actually interacted with. And the other thing is we have some really good sample products that Scentsy has now made for us. So we don't have to make our own samples. I mean, we certainly can if we want to, but there's a lot of products that you can just go online now and buy through the Scentsy family store and get little samples of them. And they, you know, are things that were a little bit more labor intensive in the past, but now that we have these samples, it makes our jobs just that much easier. So when you get to that point in your business where you can put a little money back into it, and you feel like you want to send out some samples to some people of maybe our laundry liquid or our washer whips or something like that, you know, feel free to do that, but don't just understand. I guess I always kind of like, I'm a little bit cautious about this. I don't want people to like feel like they got to spend a lot of money to make money. So just I'll plug my computer in. It looks like it's getting low here. Just be a little bit more intentional about who you send them to. And so I like to give those bigger, more expensive samples to customers who maybe have ordered online or something like that. Thank them for their business. So, or maybe you did a party for somebody and you have all these orders you've got to deliver. You know, write a little handwritten thank you and stick a washer whip sample in with a thank you if they didn't order washer whips. Then that's a way for them, again, to be able to utilize a product, try it out, sample it, fall in love with it, and then want to actually buy it at another time. So that's just a little bit about samples. The other thing that I want to talk about is doing borrow baskets or borrow boxes. So I have these little crates, and I'm gonna just take everything out here. So it's just a little crate that I got like super cheap at Michael's. And this one is actually my diffuser borrow basket. And so it's big enough that you can see you can fit a diffuser right in there, okay? And you'll see that on the top of my diffuser box, I have this thing that I just taped on here. It says try me. And so I actually have the diffuser in here and the base and everything. So it's all in one box, all right? So I have my diffuser in there. And then I have this little, the little oils cards that talks about the different scents that we have. I have that in there. And I have a catalog in there as well. And you can see I haven't updated this. This is evidence that I have been out of commission for so long. So this was my winter catalog. So the catalog I put in there, I put a little thing on there that says keep me. So they know that this is their catalog. Has an order form. I don't expect them to order necessarily all the time. I just put in there just in case for convenience. And then I also included this little diffuser brochure so that it tells exactly how the diffuser works. And then I have this in there too, and it's just a little box. It's the box that our oils actually come in when you order more than one. And so I have 3 different oils in here that are kind of just my sample loan out oils. And it says use me, and that's in the box. And then I have a possibility packet or a join packet, and it says read me. And so it has all my join information. And so that's all in my diffuser borrow box, along with this little paper here. And so on the paper it says Scentsy diffuser borrow box, and it says here's what to do with the items in your borrow box. Plug in the Scentsy diffuser, lift the shade, fill the reservoir with cool clean tap water, add 8 to 10 drops of oil, press the left button once. So it kind of just goes through all of your little steps, and then it has the contents, and then it has, if you have any questions, contact me. And so that's in there, and that is just a really great way for you to get a diffuser in someone's hands. And it's something that you can take into businesses and say, hey, can I leave this here with you for a few days? Just kind of consider that. I know that I had a friend who actually took a diffuser, like borrow box or borrow bag, into a vet, and or like a vet clinic. And she just said, hey, can I just leave this here in your office and you guys are free to use it for a few days and I'll just be back to pick it up, and left it with them. And when she came back 2 days later, she actually had orders for 4 diffusers. So Rita, how I got it all in one box is I assembled it. So you know how you normally have the one box that has the base or the insides, right? The little white part where you put the water and everything. Anyway, I just took that out of its box and put it in this box with the shade over it. And you'll see it fits right in there. You can put the whole thing right in there. So it's all in one box. And then Sarah says, this is totally off topic, but I need a quick answer. I have someone trying to sign up and it keeps saying the tax ID you entered is invalid. The only thing I can say to that, sometimes there's problems if they're trying like on a mobile device, like a phone or an iPad. Sometimes you'll get an error with that. So make sure they're trying actually on a computer. And if it doesn't work, then have them delete their history or their cookies and try it again. Make sure they've never been a consultant before, because sometimes if somebody's already been a consultant in the past, their social security number is already in the system, and so they can't sign up again. They can rejoin. They just can't sign up again. They just basically get reinstated, and they can reinstate under you, Sarah, but they just need to make sure that they're emailing account services to do that and then requesting to be under you. So hopefully that helps you, Sarah. And sorry I didn't check back faster and see that sooner. But you can do that same thing like I did with this borrow box for the diffuser. You can do that with a warmer. You can do that with a nightlight. And just put all those products in one bag or one box and get those products into people's hands. Go to doctor's offices, ask if you can leave them there. Dentist's offices, chiropractors. We said somebody took it into a vet clinic, left it there. Little small businesses in your area. I have a postal place that I use often, and I go there to do a lot of my mailing, and that's an example of a place that would be good for me to ask. I haven't asked them yet. But I could easily ask them, you know, hey, would you be willing to have this warmer or this diffuser in your shop for a few days? And it's just important for you to get out there and ask and put yourself out there a little bit. And let me see, we've already filled a half hour really fast. Excuse me. On these borrow boxes or borrow bags, I promise if they use them, they're going to fall in love. So get those products in their hands. And then if they do love them, ask them to help you out by taking a picture of what they love and post about their experience. Let's see. Pardon me, I'm going to step away for just a second. Okay, so this is a sign to me that I probably need to be wrapping this up because I'm starting to cough. Anyway, post what they love about your product lines, and that will engage other customers and help them to want to try the different products that we have to offer. The other thing, the last thing that I want to say is to just be familiar with our catalog. If you want to be good at selling our products, make sure that you know about our catalog. Make sure you take time to become familiar with it. And I recommend sitting down and reading through it like word for word. I know that sounds odd, but every transition time, I like to sit down and read through it word for word. I'm not going to remember everything. I'm too old to remember everything. However, it will help me become familiar with it enough that I sound like I know what I'm talking about when I talk about things. And one of the things that I like to make sure that I'm familiar with is I'm trying to find it in here. Make sure you know where the party information is, the hostess, benefits information. Make sure you know what page that's on. It's good to know where that's at so that you can find it quickly and easily and that you can point it out to people. And then also the other thing that I like to be really familiar with and just well versed in is our combine and save options. And the more you can help your customers by helping them save money by putting them into one of these combine and save products, the more they're going to really appreciate you as a consultant. So hopefully those things have been just some good tips for you to think about how you can market the different product categories and build your business through getting people to experience the products, share about them for you, and then become consistent and loyal customers. I have a few really, really loyal customers. I can honestly say, after 8 years, definitely there's different things that I could do better or different, but I've obviously done something right along the way, because I have people who order from me over and over, and they don't live anywhere near me. They live in different states, yet they would rather call me and order from me over the phone than get a new consultant. And that means a lot to me, and helps me feel like I'm doing something right. And create some sort of way to follow up with your customers as well, even if it's just as simple as filing your receipts for all of the orders that you enter. File them in a file them or put them in a binder. I put mine in a binder, and I list them, or I file them by month in that binder. So every 3 months I go back. Well, every month I go back 3 months, and I follow up with those customers. Even if I just text them and say, hey, just wanted to see if you're still loving your Scentsy. Let me know when you're ready to reorder. Something super simple, but it keeps them, keeps your information in front of them and helps them to know that you're actually thinking about them. So I really appreciate you guys taking time to join me, and hopefully something that I have said tonight will be helpful to you in your business going forward. And Rita and Sarah and Wanda and Kelly, and I don't know if there's anybody else on. The numbers have kind of gone up and down throughout the whole thing, but I know you guys are just because of the comments. I appreciate you taking the time. You guys are all doing an amazing job. And Sarah, I'm so excited for you to get going, and I love the fact that you're already just jumping right in and recruiting, and I appreciate that enthusiasm. And you let us know if there's anything that we can do to help you to be successful. Rita and Wanda and Kelly, thanks for always being so consistent and so involved and engaged in your businesses. I really appreciate it, and it really shows in the things that you guys accomplish. And you guys have a great night, and we will talk soon. Thanks a lot.